Well, hello, Capricorn. It is May. Can you believe it? May. But we're going to jump right into your reading, see what we have for you today. The first card we have is Shapeshifter. It's actually in the reverse, projecting any image that serves your personal agenda in the moment. Interesting. Okay. And animal totems, animal energy and powers. And because I pulled that card, I actually pulled another one as well, which is an animal card, and it is crocodile. Because usually when I get an animal card, I pull an animal card to see what animal it's relating to. Um, so let me focus for a second, Capricorn. Okay. I feel like this is a problem with interpersonal relationships or with people. You may be a little bit agitated in May. Um, and the crocodile urges you to sit and wait before you react. So there is something that makes you want to not be upset but disgruntled is a word that I want to use. Um and you're being asked to hold off. Um because in your mind you're like, this isn't right, or I need to move, or um but I feel like the thing is you'll do more damage than good if you just react at the moment. But let's pull out more cards. So we have peace, fire, friends and colleagues. It might have to do with work, actually. Waterfalls, effortless. Family, may have to do with family as well. And dragonfly emergence. It's interesting. It's like, why can't things just be calm? Is what this is saying to me. Um, I feel like you make choices in your life to keep things calm. That it's a passion of yours. It's what how you would like to live life, like calm, no problems, no drama, no issues. Um, I see there being a problem with people at work or your friends, like where things maybe were calmer, now they're a little bit kind of like all over the place. And I also see you being affected by some choices that family members make as well. Or you're starting to see how family members are affecting you. Or I'm hearing like past, like family drama or family karma is affecting you. This is interesting. All right, well, let's get into the cards, Capricorn. Okay, Capricorn, May. Okay. Queen of Wands, Five of Wands, Knight of Coins, Nine of Swords, Knight of Wands, Ace of Coins, Six of Coins, Ace of Wands, and Three of Wands. This feels kind of intuitive driven, I'm going to be honest, because you're a person, like I said, that likes peace and calm in your life, and you're feeling the need to act on something immediately to fix it. Um, yeah, it's like something is burdening your sense of confidence or your sense of safety or your sense of calm and peace. Yeah. Yeah, it's like you usually have a routine or a ritual, and something is threatening that or causing dismay in that, and you're not about that, Capricorn. That is not how you roll, okay? Um, I feel like this is an opportunity, whether you see it or not, to resolve a conflict that's just kind of hovering around in your energy. Um, yeah, it's like you don't like the heaviness of things. So you're like, the sooner I get this done, the better. I'm not one to be passive aggressive. But what's interesting is I feel like you're trying to pull things out in a very calm way. It's like you're doing it what's best. You're doing it how it's best in the situation or with that particular person. Like it's almost like you know how to approach the situation. It's just about doing it. Because you don't really want to do it. It wasn't a part of the plan, I feel like. But you have to move forward. Interesting. What does this even mean? Something is definitely bothering your confidence. Um, like like feeling confident in how things are going. Something is throwing a wrench in the plans or a wrench in how you're moving forward. Something is grabbing your attention quite quickly in May. And to continue to get things back on track or how you want life to be, you have to do something, or you feel like it's like you feel like you need to do some things to resolve it. But what's interesting is it doesn't feel like it's time. mm, it has a weird vibe because it feels like it's something that's been sort of building up to this, like it's been going on for a while, whether you know it or not. But it also feels like it's not time for you to act immediately, but it is an opportunity for you to see it, like for it to be at your attention. Whatever it is going to resolve an issue. Mm. Yeah, it feels like something that needed to be resolved, but maybe you didn't know about it fully and now you do. So there's an opportunity to bring this to your attention to resolve it, so you don't continue to do that same thing over again. Yeah, it's almost like it opens up a door for you to do things differently and better for the future to have good results. Okay, if that makes any sense. So let's pull some more. We're going to keep diving in further and further. More stuff will come out, I'm sure. Because I'm curious about what this is. Yeah, it feels like there's been some quick changes in your life that you were excited about and maybe helped bring about. Like you weren't afraid of it, but the changes have happened quickly. Okay. Um, ooh, it came with some problems. Some changes came with some problems. it came with some disruption. And I feel like it's something you didn't think about. You didn't think that it would cause problems, but it does. Mm. It's like someone is impending on how you live your life. This is what's interesting. I feel like you love the way that your life is. And it's like either someone is having problems with how you live your life or always has something to say or is disrupting like the status quo of how your life is. Um, and it's interesting because I feel like you're listening. And you're not listening to change like, oh, I'm the problem. You're listening because you respect other perspectives, but it doesn't mean that you're going to change. Okay. I just see you listening. But it feels more like somebody wants you to go back to how things were. But what's interesting is it's not about how things were. Like, as you move forward, things change, situations change, attitudes change, workloads change, time availability changes. And it feels like someone is stuck with how things were. And you're like, this is the future. I'm growing. You're supposed to be growing as well. That's interesting. I see there's a potential for you to really lash out, and that's where the crocodile comes in for you to be calm during this time. Because it can be agitating for someone to come in and just mess up your wavelength, how you got things going. And I feel like that's what's bothering you. But also, there's this polarity of knowing that you need people. Knowing that sometimes ideas and epiphanies and things come from outside of you. It's very much like you understand that, Capricorn. I feel like you're spending a lot of time with someone or someone is spending a lot of time in your space. And it feels like just a moment. Like it's not going to be like this forever. It's not going to be like this forever, but right now that's what the vibe is. Yeah, and you're excited about it. You're not sad about it. It's not that you don't want to, but I do feel like you were busy or maybe like in your space or sort of like introverted, like having an introvert moment. And you're coming out of yourself because you're like, okay, maybe I need this. Maybe I need to come out of this energy. Maybe I need to spend some time out and about. And you're hoping that this will like inspire you to come out of your shell, which it may. You may need to go back in, you know. This is interesting though, but I feel like there's a need to readjust your schedule. You know how we get into a routine and sometimes we get into a routine maybe that's not good for us, like not sleeping on time, forgetting to take our vitamins, or like we get into this cycle. I feel like in May there needs to be like a wake up call about your routine. And there needs to be an adjustment to your routine in some way. And I feel like you know what this is. This is something I feel like that you deal with on and off. Maybe if for those of you who know executive function, or isolating yourself and not spending time with friends, not calling your parents, whatever it is, right? It's like there needs to be an adjustment in that routine because we can get so mind like focused or boggled on one specific thing. And I do see that it's something outside of you. It's something outside of you that needs attention. Um, yeah, it's almost like you've kind of pushed it out of your life because you're focused on other things. That's what it looks like. So this is an opportunity to adjust that. Um, to adjust that. And it's interesting because I feel like it gives you a form of security that will help you in the future. It's just like you don't see it right now. Yeah. Again, we're talking about the whole cycle of well being. I need to write something about this because I've been vibing on it for a long time. Like the cycle of well being. So, it's just like your chakras. Your chakras, all of them. If one is imbalanced, it kind of throws everything off. It's just like that. So, like emotional, financial, material, whatever. Right. So that is your whole cycle of well being. And when one thing is off, like you're not expressing yourself, being having friends, spending a break time, all those throw the balance off. So when you focus in just on work, it throws things out of balance. And I feel like this is an opportunity to get back into that balance. Okay. I will say that you need to keep doing it. um it feels like it doesn't come immediately. Like you're not immediately like, oh, this is going to be easy. I can do this every week. You may think it, but I feel like it's going to take some time. Like you have to nurture it. You have to get in the routine. As they say, it takes 30 days to create a habit. So keep that in mind, okay? So let's break this down some more. Ooh, you have been obsessed with work, huh? You've been obsessed with something. Yeah, I see people have been fighting to get your attention too because of it. Or you may be having problems connecting emotionally because of it as well. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with this area for now. I see you being quite obsessed with work, for sure. It's been a bit of a problem for you, if that's what you want to call it. It's caused a bit of a ruckus, okay, for you before, because you kind of get so into your work or your goals that you don't kind of open yourself up to other things like friendships or spending time with your family or whatever, like blowing things off. Um, and this is to kind of get your head out of the clouds that you can just, that feeling of like, oh, I can get to it when I get to it, or I'll call them when I call them, right? But it's I don't want to say it's like taken advantage of, but you have to like nurture relationships. You know what I'm saying? So it's a moment where it needs to be a part of your pattern as well as just working. Yeah. And I see you evaluating your relationship with work and emotional things and family and friends and stuff like that. Because I feel like it's going to be hard for you to immediately start this. It's like you think about it for a second, you know it, but you're like, after this week, like that kind of thing. Um, yeah, because I'm seeing like conflict in relationships and you being confident. It's like, you're like, you know what? Everything is great, but the other side does not feel as though everything is great, or they have something to tell you about the type of friendship that you provide or connection you provide. Um, and I feel like it's going to come in rather quickly that something doesn't make them happy. And you're like, oh man. Um, yeah, I feel like you did not see this coming, but to them, it's fairly obvious. And I do feel like it's an immediate, why do you always think about yourself or something of that nature? But that's not how you view it. That's how they view it. So you're worried about, that's why I say it feels like you like your routine. So you're worried about, is this person telling the truth? Are they just going through something on their own and they're deflecting it onto me? Is this a problem that I really have? I really don't want to stop. What if this messes up my goal achievement? It's like you're going through this whole rabbit hole about it. You really need to sit and think about this before you react. And that's what I see you doing. I see you thinking about it and how to balance it, what to give, what to listen to, what not to listen to, that type of thing. Interesting. Yeah, I feel like this immediate reaction or this immediate conversation makes you think, do I really need people? And you do. Okay. You do. But you're like, it's like you see eventually that you have been doing some emotional neglecting of the people around you. So you're learning how to break free from work a little bit. But some of you may have started a new project, but I feel like you're going to put it off for a little while. I don't know what that means. You're putting something off for a little while. I can see that. You're putting off saying or doing something officially. It's like, I'm going to start working on it, or I'm going to do it this week, but not this week, something like that. Before, you're not doing any official rules. You're just trying things out, kind of like an experiment. This is a very weird energy. Kind of like an experiment. Yeah, it almost feels like you're not fully ready to be vulnerable. It doesn't it almost doesn't feel this important, even though this person may like, or this person or the situation may be like adamant about it. You're just like, I need to process it through my mind first and how I feel about it and how I feel like I should react to this. I'm not going to just do this because somebody wants me to do it. That's what it feels like. I mean, it's interesting because you're listening, you're processing it, but you're like, we'll see. Yeah. Money, security, longevity is important to you. And this has inspired you to think about how you connect all of these things in your life, and do you give them equal time and nurture? So that is a good thing. There is a good reason why this is coming up for you to contemplate this. But I do not see you making any moves or doing anything officially. I see you thinking about thinking about it. You're thinking about it, leaning more towards what they're saying. Like, oh, I do need to spend more time with my friends, or I do need to do this. But I don't see you officially like being like, I'm going to do this every day. No. But I do see it changing something about you, like your thought process about something. So yeah, now I get this. Before you react, before you lash out, take a moment to process. Yeah. Okay, let's see what Spirit has for you, Capricorn. Grief. I really feel like this is about you kind of distancing yourself emotionally. And it's like being okay with being lonely, being okay with being isolated, being okay with people letting you down, and that being a part of your love energy, you know, but still having compassion, but also just like accepting. It's contradictory, but I feel like you know what I'm saying. And then we have perfection. Um oh, interesting. It's not about perfection. Oh, because the way that you're thinking about this situation, you're like, how can I make this plan like A, B, C, D? Thursdays, Fridays, Wednesday. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. So structured. And I feel like it's not about the structure part. It's more about the communication. It's more about the willingness. So keep that in mind for right now. I don't know that this is everyone, but this is interesting. I feel like your initial reaction, or this energy that I'm in, the initial reaction is, oh, I did talk about this, is do I really need this? Can I just go back to what I'm doing and just act like this didn't happen, ignore it, cross it off the list, shoo it away? I feel like that's your initial reaction. But what's interesting is it's bringing, this whole situation is bringing up the issue with disconnection. So it's making it's making what is being said a fact to you that I think you don't want to hear. Interesting. Capricorn, I don't know what's going on in May. But okay. Also, I'm going to say this. If there's some debt of some sort, I feel like you're going back and forth um, about something. It feels like it feels like this person is like, I want all of it. And you're like, how are you going to get all of it? I can give you some of it. And they're like, no, we want all of it. That's what it feels like. And I feel like you're being really consistent with saying that. I just feel like they're bothering you, like lots of messages or something like that. Okay, that's the last thing. No, there's something else. Clay. You're trying to build something. This is a message for someone. You're trying to build something, a career, a business. Um, I feel like the conflict that you're having is in the action that you're taking. Um, it's easier for you to put together a plan and stick to it. Yeah, you're trying to build something, but you have to actively build it. So, be more proactive, get more things done. That'll sum it up. Because it feels like you're just working on this long project. Yeah, victory is what I'm seeing. So, yeah, that'll resolve it. Okay. I love you, Capricorn, and I'll see you next month. Bye bye.